chaos is erupting inside the Republican Party right now. And this time, they can't spin it. They can't deflect it. They can't pretend it didn't happen. Because Donald Trump just lost control. Publicly. And members of his own party are now condemning him out loud, on the record, for the entire country to see. This isn't some minor controversy. This isn't cable news noise. This is a moment where the mask slips, the dam breaks, and the consequences finally start catching up. And by the end of this video, you're going to see why this moment is far more dangerous and far more revealing than it looks at first glance. Here's what just happened. Donald Trump issued a statement and followed it up with public behavior that was so extreme, so reckless, and so indefensible that even Republicans could not stay silent. Within hours, GOP lawmakers, former allies, and party insiders publicly condemned Trump's actions, not in vague terms, but using words like unacceptable, inexcusable, and disqualifying. These weren't Democrats piling on. These weren't activists. These were Republicans, people who have defended Trump for years, suddenly drawing a line. And that tells you everything about how bad this moment really is. Now, predictably, the Trump operation tried to spin this. They want you to believe this is all being misinterpreted. They want you to believe this is media hysteria. They want you to believe Trump is the real victim here. But that story collapses instantly. Because when members of your own party, people who benefit from your power, are publicly condemning you, this isn't fake outrage. It's real alarm. And we've seen this playbook before. Every time Trump crosses a line, the response is denial first, deflection second, blame everyone else third, and accountability never. Until now. Let's talk about those reactions because they matter. Republicans didn't just distance themselves. They condemned him. They called the conduct offensive. They called it dangerous. They said it crossed a line that should never be crossed by someone seeking power. Some openly said, this is not who the country is. Others said it's not who their party should be. And that's remarkable, because these are the same people who stayed quiet through scandal after scandal. When they say this is too far, that tells you the fire alarm is blaring. Now let's be clear about what this means. In a functioning democracy, this kind of behavior would immediately raise constitutional red flags. It would trigger investigations. It would force accountability. Any normal president, any normal public official would already be facing serious consequences. In other democratic nations, leaders have lost their jobs for far less. They've resigned over conduct that undermined trust, stability, or democratic norms. But here in America, we're still having to debate whether basic standards apply to Donald Trump at all. That accountability gap is the story. And this is not an isolated incident. This fits a pattern that's been repeating for years. Escalate, provoke, cross a line, create chaos, then dare the system to stop him. It's distraction as strategy. Authoritarianism by exhaustion. A constant flood of outrage designed to numb the public and weaken resistance. Every scandal is bigger than the last because it has to be just to get attention. That's not leadership. That's destabilization. And here's the part that too often gets lost. This isn't just about Trump. This is about what happens to a country when leaders normalize cruelty, chaos, and lawlessness. It erodes trust. It puts communities at risk. It teaches people that power means immunity. And once that idea takes hold, democracy starts to rot from the inside out. The consequences aren't abstract. They're felt by real people, families, workers, voters, who deserve a government that isn't constantly lighting fires for political gain let's be honest about what this moment proves. Donald Trump didn't just embarrass himself. He exposed the truth. When even Republicans are condemning him publicly, it's because the behavior is indefensible, not controversial, not misunderstood, but wrong. This is a warning sign for democracy, for accountability, for the future of leadership in this country. Stay informed, stay engaged, and don't let chaos become the new normal, because that's exactly what authoritarians are counting on. This moment matters, and what we do next matters even more.